Hey, what's up, guys? And welcome back to my reading journey. Hope you're all doing great. Thank you for joining me today, and we are beginning with a new story. It's At Arms with Morpheus. So let's begin. I never could quite understand how Tom Hopkins came to make that blunder. For he had been through a whole term at a medical college before he inherited his own fortune and had been considered strong in therapeutics. Therapeutics. We had been making all we had been making a call together that evening, and afterwards Tom ran up to my rooms for a pipe and a chat before going on to his own luxurious apartments. I had stepped into the other room for a moment when I heard Tom sign out. Oh, Billy, I'm going to take about 4 grains of quinine. Quinine. If you don't mind. I'm feeling all blue and shivery. Shivery. Guess I'm taking cold. All right, I called back. The bottle. The bottle is on this second shelf. Take it in a spoonful of that elixir of eucalyptus. It knocks the bitter out. After I came back, we sat by the fire and got our brains going. In about 8 minutes, Tom sank back into a gentle collapse. I went straight to the medicine cabinet and looked. You unmitigated hayseed. Unmitigated hayseed. No idea. I growled. See what money will do. Tom had left it. I routed out another young MD who roomed on the floor above and sent him for old Dr. Gales, 2 squares away. Tom Hopkins has too much money to be attended by a rising young practitioners alone. When Gales came, we put Tom through as expensive of a course of treatment as the resources of the profession permit. After the more drastic, I knew the word, but I forgot. Drastic remedies. We gave him citrate of caffeine in frequent doses and strong coffee, and walked him up and down the floor between two of us. Old Gales pinched him and slapped his face and worked hard for him for the big check he could see in his distance. The young MD from the next floor gave Tom a most hearty, rousing kick, and then apologized to me. Couldn't help it, he said. I never kicked a millionaire before in my life. I may never have another opportunity. Now, said Dr. Gales, after a couple of hours, he'll do. But keep him awake for another hour. You can do that by taking to him and shaking him up occasionally when his pulse and respiration are normal. Then let him sleep. I leave him with you now. I was left alone with Tom, whom he had laid on a couch. He lay very still. He lay very still, and his eyes were half closed. I began my work of keeping him awake. Well, old man, I said, you've had a narrow squeak, but you've pulled your through. When you were attending lectures, Tom, didn't any of the professors ever causally, ca- casually, remark that morph, morphia never spells quinine, especially in 4-grain doses. But I won't pile it up on you until you get on your feet. But you ought to have been a druggist, Tom. You're splendidly qualified to fill prescriptions. Tom looked at me with a faint and foolish smile. Bleh, he murmured. I feel just like a hummingbird flying around a jolly, but most of expensive roses. Don't bother me. Go and sleep now. And he went to sleep in 2 seconds. I shook him by the shoulder. Now, Tom, I said severely, this won't do. This big doctor said you must stay awake for at least an hour. Open your eyes. You're not entirely safe yet, you know. Wake up. Tom Hopkins weighs 198. He gave me another somnolent grin, and fell into deeper slumber. I would have made him move about, but I might as well have tried to make Cleopatra's Needle waltz around the room with me. Tom's breathing became stertorous. And that, in connection with morphia poisoning, means danger. Then I began to think. I could not rouse his body. He must strive to excite his mind. Make him angry was an idea that suggested itself. Good, I thought, but how? There was not a joint in Tom's armor. Dear old fellow, he was good nature itself, and a gallant gentleman, fine and true and clean as sunlight. He came from somewhere down south, where they still have ideals and code. New York had charmed, but had not spoiled him. He had that old-fashioned, chivalrous reverence for woman. That Eureka, that was my idea. I worked the thing up for a minute or two in my imagination and chuckled to myself at the thought of springing a thing like that on old Tom Hopkins. Then I took him by the shoulder and shook him till his ears flopped. He opened his eyes lazily. I assumed an expression of scorn and contempt, and pointed my finger within 2 inches of his nose. Listen to me, Hopkins, I said. In cutting and distant tones, you and I have been good friends, but I won't you to understand that in the future my doors are closed against any man who acts as much like as a scoundrel as you have. Tom looked the least bit interested. What's the matter, Billy? He murmured composedly. Don't your clothes fit you? If I were in your place, I went on, which, thank God, I'm not. I think I would be afraid to close my eyes. Now, how about that girl you left waiting for you down among those lonesome southern pines? The girl that you've forgotten since you came into your confounded money. Oh, I know what I'm talking about. While you were a poor medical student, she was good enough for you. But now, since you're a millionaire, it's different. I wonder what she thinks of the performances of that peculiar class of people which she had been taught to worship. She has been taught to worship. The southern gentleman. I'm sorry, Hopkins, that I was forced to speak about these matters, but you've covered it up so well and played your part so nicely that I would have sworn you were about such unmanly tricks. Poor Tom, I could scarcely keep from laughing outright to see him struggling against the effects of the opiate. He was distinctly angry, and I didn't blame him. Tom had a southern temper. His eyes were open, and they showed a gleam or two of fire. But the drug still clouded his mind and bound his tongue. Confound you, he stammered. I'll smash you. He tried to rise from the couch. With all his size, he was very weak now. I thrust him back with one arm. He lay there, glaring like a lion in a trap. That will hold you for a while, you old loony, I said to myself. I get up and lit my pipe, for I was needing a smoke. I walked around a bit, congratulating myself on my brilliant idea. All right. So, guys, let's wait till tomorrow, where we're gonna read the second part and figure out what's happened next. Come tomorrow. Thank you for joining today. Bye.